welcome to the show. My name is Real Blank Space, and this is the Healthy Gamer Vodcast. And I am here, this is our second episode ever, and I am here with my very special guest, Margaret Krohn.
Hey, thank you for the invite.
No. Thank you for finding the time. Listen, folks, don't let her kid you. I was like, hey, I'd love to have you on the show sometime. And then I looked at her schedule, and it was like, this time to this time, eating food. This time to this time, work, and work. And I'm like, you just tell me when you have time, and we'll just put a show around that. So, no, seriously, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for the invite. Like I said, I'm pretty excited. Whatever I can do to help.
Absolutely. Well, I do have a couple of links. I actually wish I'd shared this with one of my moderators here, and I just broke things. But
moderators are always on it, though, man. They are just rocking and rolling. Like, you toss it in there once, they got it.
Bam. There is information about our awesome guest. You guys can read all about her and her past. We're going to talk about it a little bit here. Before we continue, and so I don't get in trouble, here is our wonderful health disclaimer. I'm going to read it. It's also here for you. It is your right to educate yourself in health and medical knowledge, to seek helpful information, and make use of it for your own benefit. You are the one responsible for your health. The information on this podcast is designed to be educational, is designed for educational purposes only. It is not intended to be a substitute for informed medical advice or care. You should not use this information to diagnose or treat any health problems or illnesses without consulting your family doctor. Always consult your physician or healthcare professional before performing any exercise and making any changes in your eating habits, especially if you have any chronic or reoccurring condition, and my favorite part, and or if you are pregnant, nursing, or elderly. So
basically what he's saying is we're not doctors, but we know what blood looks like.
Yes, we do. Yep. And so if you hear something that sounds crazy, you should always go to your doctor and be like, so on this vodcast, I heard this dude was eating nothing but cheese and meat. Is that healthy? You gotta ask your doctor first.
Man, you got me. That's like my life. No.
So what we normally do first is we get into the definition of what a healthy gamer is. Normally we cut it into three different sections. So there's physical, mental, and spiritual. And the physical part is, what most people are used to, the big buns and guns, going to the gym. Yes, look at that, man. Losing weight, fixing your diet, or whatever it is. Mental is the mental resilience. For some people, that also pairs very well with the physical part, overcoming personal obstacles. And spiritual, sometimes taking the time to just connect to the world around you. Some people, it's conquering body issues, learning to reduce their own anxiety, especially for those who go to conventions. I'm sure we'll talk about that later. To you, when it comes to being a healthy gamer, like if someone was to be like, hey Maggie, I heard you were a healthy gamer, what does that mean to you?
Well, I guess for me, it's the balance of finding. Okay, taking a step back for a moment. I think that when you're a gamer, sometimes, like, especially if you do it for like a living, like my life is, I play games for a living, and then my fun time is also playing games. So it's like, this crazy balance of sitting in a chair for like 16 hours a day or whatever, Let's just not judge me right now. But it's finding that balance of like eating healthy and like making your body like move rather than just taking that time to like sit there and like zone in on a game, and sometimes that's hard. It's finding that willpower to be like, all right, I've been sitting here for an hour, I should probably get up and like at least get a glass of water, even if that's like all I do, but at least not just sitting there for like prolonged period of time. Yeah, water is so important. I didn't realize how, I love water, but like I never realized how important it was until I became like an adult, and I'm like, man, I need to hydrate more. Although I have orange juice right now, so out of my lovely medieval cup.
Ooh, I like my cup. I was like, this is big and cool. She's got me beat.
It changes too.
What?
Picture. I don't know if you can actually see it on camera. You have a goblet and a horn.
I was like, wait, you're
like the real medieval times. I gotta go get my stein out. What is happening right now?
I've heard rumors of the stein. Maybe towards the end we'll have to see who's as cool at the chalice.
It's the Viking life, man.
This is why we're friends, guys. Like, if you wondered, like, how did these two become friends? It was kind of like me with Adam, Elohim. We're like, oh, we're both Vikings. Oh, it was Otto. Like, high five, dude. What? We're
Oh
brothers.
yeah,
It already
Elo and
happened.
me. Yeah, exactly. It's like all of us. I think there's a couple other people who are in the Viking life, like Zeke.
Yep, Zeke is.
We need
Yep.
to form like our clan.
He, I was walking around a party with my, because I normally wear like my hat, and he was like,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
where did you get that? I'm like, you can't have it. I know.
I think I said the same thing to you the first time I saw it. I was like, "Where'd you get that? I need it."
Yeah, I got a whole
And
box. There's like the Viking treasury, and those are like very, very hidden. Oh, I only got a couple of them left, but we'll have to
Nice.
get you one. We'll have to get you one. I
Yeah.
know you
I
can
definitely
pick.
need one.
You can pick your color. I think we've got 3 new colors. We got pink, white, and straight up gray. We no purple, but maybe we'll see what we can do.
You need orange. That's what you need. But
Got to talk to the people that do the this parts, you know.
this part,
The
the knitting part.
Yeah, the knitting
Or
part.
crocheting. I don't know if it's knitted or crocheted. But yeah, I mean, going back to like the main topic, sorry.
It's okay.
Viking tangent.
It happens.
Don't judge us.
No.
Yeah, I guess if I had to consolidate it into like one sentence, is finding that healthy balance in your life, whether it's food, exercise, or like you mentioned, that spiritual aspect, whether that's like sitting down and, taking a moment just to think about things, or reading, or doing yoga, or something of that sort.
So let's, the fun part. I'm going to dig in here. So tell us, we put a link out there for those who are either watching on YouTube or, for the viewers. Tell us a little bit about who you are. I mean, you could do the rundown of the about page if you'd like, but
That'd be forever. We'd be here for a long time.
So I started playing games like a really long time ago, and
Hey, don't be stereotypical. Why do I gotta sound like that?
No, that's all
You
of
don't
us.
know my journey.
We're all
Maybe
like
I did
that.
actually sound like that.
Listen, that's just my typical nerd voice. That fits for everybody and anybody. But tell us, where did you start? For me, it was literally Atari, and it didn't become a real thing till later. So tell me about your journey. Where did it start for you? Where was that spark where, this is kind of cool?
Yeah, no, I was in the same boat. I actually would have to say that I think on my about page I mentioned Atari and like DOS games and like playing things like that. But I think that if I go way back to childhood, obviously I don't remember like the first game that I ever played, but it would probably have to be like some type of card game or board game, just because I think like as a young kid, that's kind of what you're introduced to first, and maybe like Legos or something of that
Yeah.
sort. So I mean, in some formulation that can be formed into a game. But virtually, I'd probably have to say something along the lines of, Nintendo or Atari or like a Commodore or like a main PC with the DOS games, because those are the kind of games that I played virtually. But I don't remember like which one was the first.
So which
per
one
se.
would you say that you enjoyed the most from
Ooh.
right? Mine was
That's
Final
hard.
Fantasy. Mine was the original Final with the battery
Oh
backup.
yeah.
Best part of that game, you started at the beginning, you went all around the world, and you ended at like 5 feet away. Like that's where the end of the story was right there. You were like, wow, I went around this whole thing like 60 hours or whatever it was, and at the end it's like the bad dude's right there. So for you, like
Final Fantasy series is so good. That's like a really good one. But I don't know if that's like the one that culminates my whole childhood.
Yeah.
I would have to say, and I know this is going to be weird because it's not necessarily my childhood, but it's like a game that from my childhood to like my adulthood, it's something that I always get like flashbacks to, would either be like Contra or Battletoads. Like the two of those just give me the feels in
Wow.
like a way that I cannot express. And then probably Gauntlet, like arcade Gauntlet. Like,
Okay.
that's my childhood. Like all three of those, like when I see it, part of me is just like, hold on. I know we were in a conversation, but I gotta go.
just what I'll be right back. I promise. Hold on. No,
10 hours later. Oh, you're still standing here.
So what I'm really hearing is, for you, it started with games before they were even virtual. You talked about Legos and whatnot, board games, and then that turned into more. It turned into an actual virtual part. How about your next gen? Would you have would it be a Sonic? Is it did you
Just
play
like-
Echo, the good old Dolphin, or did you skip that, or did you go, because everybody has their own journey. Everyone's gaming journey is so different. Some people are like, for me, listen, please don't judge me on this one. I played my first card game ever at this PAX East. Somebody was like,
Wait,
"Hey,
what? Your first, like, what card? Okay, what
like
card game was
cart."
it first?
I don't even remember the name. They did a thing.
What was like the concept of it? Because I play a lot of card games
It
as well.
was it was yeah, different monsters, and they had like cool little catchphrases and stuff. And if you helped out with a Kickstarter, you'd be able to like help them out some more. One of my friends was like, "You say you're a gamer, man, you got to try this." And I'm like, "This is silly." And so I'm like, "All right," roll up
Well,
in my
card games are
wheelchair, hop out.
fun.
Like 2 hours, people are like, "Don, we've got to like we have a meeting," and I'm like, "Tell them we'll see him tonight." Like, can I have this card? Like, can you sign? Like, I was
Can
like,
I
"This
just
is
keep this?
this was so much fun." So
Yeah.
everybody's journeys is different, and I find it very unique that we all share the same space as under the banner of a gamer. But what that means, everyone's journey is so different. So for you,
Oh
like,
gosh, gaming journeys are so different because everyone has their own taste and flavor, right? I mean, that's why I think now you see gaming as one of the top forms of entertainment in the world, like, grossing it as far as like money goes.
oh yeah,
And I think it's because there's so many varieties. It's like TV, there's so many options for people and you can pick and choose whichever ones you want and just because they keep making them. And then if
yeah,
you don't like what's out there, you make your own. So I think like that's beautiful. And even when it comes to movies, I guess people are trying to do that stuff too. But for me, my journey, I guess I mean, it would take a long time to go step by step, but I guess moving from, the Nintendo and all of
yeah,
that, I did play like Sega and
yeah.
I did play the PlayStation, but then I kind of skipped and I didn't get the PlayStation 2, but then
Mm-hmm.
I own a PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4.
Yep.
I got into like Xboxes, but I didn't really like play a lot of Xbox games.
Okay.
And then PC has always been my jam. Like PC is the thing that goes with me all through my life, and I
Mm-hmm.
think it's because my dad used to work at like a computer store, so my time was spent like the babysitter for me was me building PCs, which I know that's like child labor, but
That's
don't judge
awesome.
me.
That's
Um,
awesome.
so I just always have loved PCs and like the creation and like the technology behind them, and so that's why you've seen probably if you follow me. If you don't, then maybe don't. I've been trying to do more like reviews on products, like
Mm-hmm.
taking a laptop and really delving into like the benchmarks and looking at like all the hardware within it and talking about it. And for some people that goes like right over their head, but I think for like the techie people,
Oh, see, I've always been interested in that to the point of does it allow me to play this as awesome as I want? Like, uh, um,
yeah, because you want that like high. I don't know. You think next gen game, you want to see it in all of its glory. But I will say that I have played a lot of card games and a lot of tabletop games. If you followed any of my recent stuff, I do a lot of role play stuff. So
yes.
tabletop role play is something that I do a lot of. I'm part of ItMeJP's crew, which is Real Role Play,
Yeah.
and we are on an R&D series, which is called Research and Development. And we basically every 4 to 8 weeks we play a new tabletop game, and then afterwards we kind of we delve into like the aspects of the game and what made it good and what made it bad, and then we go play another one.
Okay.
And then this other group that I play with, we're currently playing a Dungeon World hack of Shadowrun, and it's called Sixth World, and that's super fun. It's like this super like cyberpunk world, which is so different from like a lot of the medievalish worlds that I've played in.
Okay.
And then I do a bunch of other stuff beyond that, but yeah, it's crazy fun. And then when it comes to like card games, oh, card games. I used to play a lot of MTG, like a lot, like probably too much money spent in MTG, like way, 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 way too much. And then I used to run like a Tuesday tourney when I worked at SOE. Before PlanetSide 2 launched
Mm-hmm.
and like got really crazy, I used to run a tournament every Tuesday, and we'd cast it and it was really fun. Now I do like a board game nights every like 2 or 3 weeks with a few friends. We just did the Battlestar Galactica board game. Oh my gosh, it's intense. Like it is like crazy. There's like so many rules. Like the rule book is like 27 pages and it doesn't really have an
Wow.
index, and you're like, what is happening? But
No,
we figured it out, and I don't know, I love it. So
I'm, I'm, I've been looking, but I live in New England. I live in Maine, so finding these like the card games is very difficult. So like I'm always on Facebook. They'll
get
be
someone
like,
to ship it to you.
no, I mean like people to get together to play, to have like a like a
Oh,
group, and so like I
do it
put it.
online.
Well, that's the next thing. Like, because it's like a different venue. Like, if when you do it in person, it's the people, and you can be like a lot more expressive and stuff like that. And the other thing too is like it would be a cool disconnect off of Twitch or something else, Because like if I did it
Yeah.
online, I'd be like, all right, guys, let's stream it, let's do this. But if I
I
do
know
it on the
that's how.
table, I could be like, goodbye. I'm gonna go in the other room for a couple hours. So
Yeah, it's like a good disconnect. I feel you. And I think that's why I like it, but My group is actually interested in maybe bringing it to my live stream, but like everyone still comes and hangs out IRL.
Yeah.
But I think you could still do it, especially now they have what's that tabletop game on Steam where you can pretty much play a lot of different types of tabletop games with people online. So it's really cool. Like you could play Cards Against Humanity and like all Skype up and just play and
Really?
don't stream it, just disconnect if that's what you need.
That's part
It's
of the.
hard. It's hard though. I
It
feel you.
is.
Because I'm
You're
like,
like,
stream everything.
wait,
No.
I'm playing something. I should be streaming. Nah, just what?
It's a hard. And I agree with you. It's like a weird addiction. It's not like addiction, but it's. I think for me, I was doing a lot of streaming before. Like I was streaming Monday through Friday, then working, and then trying to do all this stuff. And I
Yep.
took a moment back, and I was like, all right, I just gotta do one thing at a time. And so now I do like my stream on Wednesdays, which is more of a show, kind of like how you have going on here.
Yep.
Which you should totally join me. I'll give you more info. You should totally come hang out with this.
You
It'll be
got it.
fun. And I kind of taking a step back, but it's hard because the interactions with like your fans, which I don't really call them fans. I think like you guys are my friends.
Yeah.
Like we play games together and we talk and hang out every night. Like I hang out with my like stream viewers more than I hang out with like people IRL. So I
Yeah.
feel like there's a different type of connection there, and that kind of connection I feel is maybe addicting isn't the best word for it, but it's something that you yearn for, right?
Yes.
Like that friendship.
Oh yeah.
And so I can completely understand with whenever you're online, you're just like, oh, I should stream this. I should hang out with the people that like I hang out with every day. Like why am I not hanging out with them?
My favorite part is when somebody like Steam messages you, or like you're playing League, or does it whatever you're playing, and they're like, "Hey man, you streaming?" And your response is always like a minute later, you're like, "No."
Yeah, now I am.
Yeah, going live in a second, guys. What No, it's when we talk about like the mental part of being a healthy gamer. I think that you need to find that balance, and it's very difficult, especially in an industry where getting that video out first or getting that out can mean make or break it, especially for something on Twitch. If you're what I call riding the hype wave, that next big game, you're doing giveaways, you're doing the 24-hour streams, like you got to be there. But where do you find that break? Where do you find that time for you? Where do you find that time to take care of yourself? So it must be interesting. And so what I'll ask you is like, how do you find that time? Not just the card life, but
Card life.
but like
Makes
tell
it
us
feel
about.
like I'm like a Pokemon trainer or something.
Yes.
The card life, guys.
She's living the card life, guys. She's all cards all the time. Stream and curse. Boom. There you go. That's life. In between those, tell us more. Like, how about a gym? Do you go to a gym?
So I don't have a gym membership just because I actually have kind of a gym set up at home.
Mm-hmm.
My boyfriend and I bought an elliptical and a Bowflex, and then we have like free weights
Awesome.
and like a yoga ball and tons of yoga mats because people keep gifting them to me because I think they know I like yoga, so they just keep giving me yoga mats, which is perfectly fine. So I have a variety of them, but I'm like, at some point I probably need to tell people to stop buying me yoga mats because I'm just gonna like accumulate way too many of them. I think it's probably because like I talk about yoga a lot, so then people are like, "Oh, she likes yoga. Let's just buy her another yoga mat."
Do you think she has a mat? Let's get her one for Christmas. Yeah.
It's like that. I'd rather just get socks. Just buy me lots of socks, guys.
Socks.
They always disappear. Oh, but when it comes to exercise and balancing it with a crazy schedule, I'm like a terrible person because not a terrible person, but like I have to schedule everything. So for me, I have. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are running nights, or Tuesdays and Thursdays are running nights, and then I have like other nights that are like upper body, lower body, and then I have a day that's like always just my off day, and that to me is just continually trying to keep that balance and doing that,
Right.
and then trying not to eat too much food.
Wow.
So
So
that's my life.
that brings you on to the next question is like diet stuff. Do you follow any diets? Some people eat very specifically. Other people do. I only eat what the rabbits eat. What is it for you?
Did you say rabbit feed?
Yeah, it's what rabbit. Like,
Sorry. I was like, he started saying other words and he said rabbit feet, and then I was just like,
what rabbits eat.
what rabbits eat.
Yeah,
Okay,
salad.
rabbits
Nothing but
eat.
salad. Some
Uh-oh.
of the viewers will go,
I thought you
uh-huh.
said rabbit feet.
Yeah, do you eat rabbit feet? These are the hard-hitting questions you get on this podcast. We know you eat the rabbit feet. No,
Uh,
the salads. There's
I
some
love
people.
salad,
There's some
but
people who
only
are
certain types of salad. Like I don't like sweet salads. I like
discrimination against salad.
I
You hear it here,
have
guys.
discrimination against certain types of food, that's for sure.
Oh, really?
Um, I love food though, so
Hmm.
I think that's my major reason like that motivates me to work out is because I'm like on camera all the time, so I need to like balance that this action and for me I just kind of eat whatever I want, but I just try to eat it in moderation. So
Okay.
I don't try to like have some kind of crazy diet. I just kind of eat what I feel like I should, and
Yep.
I would say that most of my meals are like meat or vegetables, and then like I like rice. When it comes to like burgers per se, I might not eat like a whole bun because like that to me is a lot. So like breads I try to like pull back on, but when it comes to like normal meals, it's a lot of just like meats and vegetables and cheese. Cheese is my life. Like I love cheese. I could just probably eat cheese for the rest of my life, which is probably like a really terrible thing. So that's another reason to continue to work out so I can keep eating copious amounts of cheese.
I just see you like working out, being like, this cheese is delicious. 5 more minutes on the treadmill. This, yeah, that's all.
Yeah. No, my friend, every time she finds like cheese stuff, she always sends it to me because she always thinks it's really hilarious. She found this one anime where this girl's like, this cute little anime chibi's like following like a trail of cheese and just like eating it. I'm like, that's totally me. You could capture me and kidnap me by just like a trail of cheese, and I'd be like, oh, cheese. And
So for Christmas, you guys make sure to write this down. We got socks and cheese. That's it. That's all you need to win Maggie's heart. Socks and cheese right there.
you know, I've got simple needs, man.
It's perfect. Um, so besides balancing a, I'm sorry, I'm just stuck on just like just cheese. Like the next like convention I see you at, it's gonna be like, I got this for you. It's special, and you know, I got a
I
buddy
mean, I'm
who.
gonna be like jogging while I'm eating cheese next. No, I'm just
What are
kidding.
you? What are you doing?
Also doing push-ups and like taking a bite of cheese.
That wouldn't be the weirdest thing we saw. The Operation Supply Drop booth had people doing push-ups to win a competition at PAX East last year. It was pretty funny. So
I've done things where every time I die, I do push-ups or sit-ups or something. It's a good motivation. You're like, I really don't want to do 300 more of those.
300, goodness. We have the burpee challenge going on right now. A couple of my viewers have been doing those. Started with
Burpees are good though.
They're soul lubrication. That's what we call them around here. You get up, you do your 5 burpees, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I think we're up to the third week or so. But we're always coming up with fun little things like that, and we take healthy gamer breaks. Like I don't know like if you make a point of it, but we're like, I'll be like, listen guys, like I'm gonna take 5 minutes. Like we've been sitting here for like 2-3 hours. We've been involved, really immersed in this content. Let's take a step back. Let's go do something. And then it's like I always feel bad because then like some random person comes in the stream and is like, what is this guy doing? What is happening? Why is he doing push-ups? And I'm like, come on, you can do it, guys. Let's go, 5 more.
That's good though. That's good. I wish I had. I mean, I probably should do something like that, but I
Here
don't.
it is, right
But
now.
I have done live streams like that, like I was saying, where every time you die, you do push up or sit up or whatever. But maybe I need to do it more regularly. I do like to take the breaks. Sometimes I just forget though. I have to set an alarm. I'm so bad. I like get immersed into gaming, and then it's so hard. Like I think if you can't do it on your own, definitely set up, alarms, and then like when you
Yep.
get to that save point, be like, all right, guys, save points here. Let's take like a good 5-minute break. It's hard though.
Get up, walk to. It's kind of funny because you're sitting here and you're doing something that you enjoy, that you're thinking about, you're conversing with people, and then the background disappeared. It's okay, we can still see you. And then like
No, I was moving it to match yours.
oh man, you are so cool.
We'll get it. We'll get it. At some point. Go ahead though.
No, it's all good. I was just watching over here. I was like, man, we do match now. All you need to do is shave your hair and grow a beard, and it'd be perfect. It'd
Oh
be
man, if I
perfect.
could only grow a beard. This is my beard action. Here we go. I'll do it.
I think there would be a lot of people jealous if you could grow a big purple beard like that here on Twitch. That's for sure. Oh, I just lost my whole train of thought. Oh no, the gaming breaks. There we go.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I definitely think they're important, and there was a lot of people that used to talk to me for WildStar. There was another game, any sort of game that launches where you have to like power level, I've taken the time to explain to people how to do it as healthy as possible. Like, I'm gonna sit at this chair for 50, 60 hours, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
stream it. You
Oh
know,
yeah, I mean
and
that's my life.
I'm gonna show you like
Get a good chair, step one.
this.
Oh my God, get a good chair.
This is
Because I had a bad chair for the longest time, and it is
there's a huge
terrible. Once you
difference.
get a good one, you're just like, holy crap, all that back pain. I mean, you're still
Gone.
gonna have it if you're not getting up regularly, but
It's it's definitely important. Let's see, chair, monitor level too is another one. I find some people don't they'll have it either too low or not in the right place, and then like you see that like their stream and they're always looking down like here, and you're like, oh, that's gotta hurt. Like I can imagine your neck.
yeah,
But
yeah, that's not good.
making sure to have a good setup for when you're sitting there, and then the other part too is taking care of your body. Um, it's funny actually. We could talk about that too, esports in a second. But what I will say is like I'm gonna sit here for 60 hours. What I'd explain to people is here's the food I'm eating. It's pre-made. It's it's chicken and broccoli. It's whatever, and show them that gone are the days, and I'm guilty of it too of. Nothing but rock star energy drinks just piled,
it's so bad.
and just like and thinking about like I survived, I was server third and class first, woo, but like I felt terrible for like a month, after that. And instead after this, like go take a nap, you're good to go. So
Yeah. Well, I've done a lot of marathon streams, and people are always like, "Are you stockpiled up on like whatever crazy drinks?" And I'm like, "No, I just water,
Yep.
watering healthy snacks, like because if as long as you're eating like you're not getting sleep. So I mean, I don't condone doing like 24-hour live streams, but I'm saying if you are,
Yep.
it's about like getting that energy in another format because you're not getting it through sleep.
Yep.
So and like that mental rehabilitation. But yeah.
We always recommend we always have numbers. It's funny for those. I always recommend 20 and 4. If you're gonna do stuff like that, do 20 and have 4 hours. Actually, isn't it? It's every hour that you do something, you have a 10-minute break that you can like bank up if you do anything with Guinness World Records. I think that's what somebody told
Yeah.
me. So that's what I always tell people. Like
It's every 45 minutes you get like a 5-minute break or 10-minute break.
Yeah. But like especially for Twitch, we see a lot of people doing those marathon streams. If some of the viewers here and some people that are new are probably like, we've never seen you do one. When I did WildStar, it was 60 hours, and I went for 20 some odd hours, and then the servers went down, so I took a 3-4 hour nap, got back up, and then went for another 20 some odd hours.
Nice.
The whole time though, I was like, here's my water. Apologies, Mom. I may have not gone up to go to the bathroom. I might have had something right here, so I didn't have to walk all the way. Like I was very hardcore, about getting up there, but I did it as healthy as possible. So, well, gonna move sections now. We're not talking about peeing on stream, and we'll go to how about?
Well, you don't know what's going on down here. I could be peeing right now.
You listen. I was in the military. We had females that had, and it's no joke. That it's a thing you connect on. It's got a little hose, just like a man. Man, I'm just so we're all very clear. That is a thing. You never know. But, so you you told us about what games you are playing, and are there? I guess what I would like to know is, are there any games that you're not really interested with? Like you just look at and you're like, for me, I'll explore kind of anything that somebody will throw at me, but I'm not really great with strategy games. Like I'm good with Risk in person, so I can like intimidate you and yell at you. But like if it's not like something like that, I don't know. I don't feel it. So, somebody gave me a Tell the Total War, and I was terrible at it. And I was like throwing things. I'm like,
Oh, that game is so intense. There's so many little things that are like part of it. Yeah, that game is a lot going on.
So, are there games that just don't, catch your fancy? Or they're not that interesting to you?
Yeah, I guess there are a few, but like I'm primarily one of those people who if you have a game that you think would be cool, I'm totally down with checking it out. And for the most part, I am like a variety gamer. I will play anything, but I really do love FPS and strategy games. Like those are my jam.
Yeah.
And then I love RPG games for like a different, because they all provide you with like a different aspect of like gameplay, and I think that's why I really like them. So
Okay.
I don't know. I think like the games that I'm the least to like are like sports games.
Yep.
For instance, Rocket League. I know it's not really a sports game, but like Rocket League is like something that like every one of my friends is playing. And like I've checked it out. I made a YouTube video about it recently, but I think for me that's just not my jam. What I would love to see them do is like make a race car game out of that game and I would be like, "Yeah, let's do
Yep.
this." But I don't know. The only type of game that I've ever liked that's in that genre would maybe per se would be like Blood Bowl because I feel like Blood Bowl has a strategic element to it, which I
Right.
really really enjoy. So yeah,
So
sports games.
sports games. What about horror
Although
games?
like NBA Jam was like so cool back in the day, but now I'm just like, no, I don't want
No.
to play any of these basketball games. Like, what is
He's
happening?
on
Why am I-
fire. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Horror games. So I like scary stuff, but all of the games that I've ever played on in like the horror genre have never been really scary to me.
Really?
They're always like just creepy or jump scary. Like for instance, like Five Nights at Freddy's is like jump scary. It's not scary. It's just fucking like stressful. And I'm sorry, I just
No, no,
it's
that's okay.
stressful. Like it's just like please why and it's like so simple. Like the gameplay is just so simple and I'm like why are there creepy characters around me? And I know
Mhm.
why, but why? Why? Why is this bear trying to eat my face? I don't know, but
No,
I really just wish he would just share his pizza with me and we'd go on with our lives.
I- the only person who looks at a horror game is like, dude, just give me some pizza, bro. Like, just let's get this.
Well, you're in like an old pizza shop, right?
I've never
Like, that's
played
what
it. Like,
Okay.
I make the subs like cry for it. I'm not good. I'm good like real life scary situations. Like somebody's like gonna be a jerk. I'm the guy to stand up. You give me a scary game on my computer monitor, and you might as well have my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter, play it because she's bigger and badder ass than I am. Like she's like, Daddy, I got this, and I'm like, okay, you can do it. Like. I can't like you put the headphones on and I started like paying attention to this and I'm watching. I had to turn off donations because they were like freaking me out with like the like screams in my ears. I don't remember. Oh yeah, Outlast. I played Outlast and it was not. It was
Really?
not for
Outlast
me.
doesn't it wasn't really scary for me. I like it and it had creepy elements to it, but I wasn't like afraid for my life.
Oh, I was.
I guess there have been moments in games where I'm afraid for my life, but it's a little different. It's more like stressful. For instance, gosh, it's not Resident Evil. It was another had evil in it though. It was it's one of the newer games. I have to look at like my Steam list right now
Yeah.
to like bring it up.
There.
But the reason why I felt like it was really scary to me was because there was like this dude with a machete like chasing me.
Yes.
And I had to like book it and I had to like hide and then I was like, "Oh my God, please just don't chop my face up." And like whenever if you did get caught, he was just like rip you to shreds and it was like brutal. And it was like it was like less of being like I guess I was scared. I mean that's the only time like I felt like frightened and then I'm like hiding in a closet or
Right.
not closet but like a locker or something and I'm like, "Oh my God, just go away. Just leave me. Can I just stay here for the rest of the game?"
Yeah, those are. No, for me, I can't do it. Like exactly, one of my mods was like, oh my god, get in the locker. Like, I'm like, if you give me a game where I can like shoot or do something, I'm cool. But you give me a game where the options are run away or get eaten, I'm just like, I wish I could do it justice. Like, go, here's go, and then
Just
like,
eat me already
just-
so I can be over with
like,
this game.
either get me over here or kill me. Just hurry up. And it's always, and it's funny because it's like the first time it freaks you out, and then like the second time you know where he is. You're like trying to.
They know it. Thank
and
you, chat. Evil Within. Evil Within was it? Because it's like right at the beginning of the game. I mean, it's not right at the beginning, but it's like fairly close to the beginning.
Yeah.
This guy with this like giant like
Mm-hmm.
Frankenstein dude made of skin and probably other people's faces. I
Yep.
don't know. Is like coming at you with like a giant machete, and you're just like, oh. It kind of has like a Laura Croft feel to it, like Lara
Right.
Croft feel to it, but like in a weird, creepier vibe.
Yeah.
Nope.
Horror games. Five Nights at Freddy's subs. You hear that? You better all get together and put together some sort of straw poll because I'm already noping the
Oh,
hell out of it. Nope.
You're gonna have a heart attack. I literally had a heart attack. Like my heart was like pumping, and it wasn't because I was afraid. It was just like, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. You play it, and then you
Thanks.
will also. You're gonna send me a message, and you're gonna be like, Maggie was right. I just really want this bear to eat a pizza with me. Like, bro, chill, bro.
Can we just be friends?
Can we
Please.
just be friends? Give me all this
Oh.
like snuggle. I'm sure you're all really soft inside.
You know what? Speaking of horror games, I'm really hoping just on a side note here, that they make a game that has like that old Freddy Krueger, Jason scary feel. Like I don't feel like a lot of games are like jump scary. Like, and if anybody happens to watch this, like who's got friends with dollar bills, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like that suspense that isn't always culminated with a boo, but just could be culminated with music or like a visual, just enough to be like, oh man, like that freaked me out, you know?
Yeah, I think there's some games who get that vibe or get like the creepy vibe. Like BioShock Infinite, I think had those moments where you're just like, what is happening here? This
Right.
is weird. Or what's that space game that came out
Oh,
last year?
I didn't play
Um,
it, but I know what
it
you're
had
talking
like
about.
really weird like moments where you're just like, I don't know what's happening. But it wasn't scary, but it gave you that moment of feeling like something. You're like something bad's gonna happen, something
Right.
really bad. But nothing bad happens, but you're like something bad's gonna happen because it gives you that feeling like it's going to, but then it doesn't. Um, so I think games have it, but they don't have the frightening part down. It's
Right.
still that like scary popping in your face when it gets to that point. Alien Isolation, exactly.
Thanks, Darth. Mods on
Sorry
point.
guys, I'm like terrible with names. I'm just like, that game that this thing happened? I'm like a memory person, so I'm
Remember
like
that?
painting a picture for you. Let me just paint you a picture really quick and then maybe you'll know the name of it.
It had this with this dude, and they went here and the rock, and there was a scary. Oh yeah, yeah, that game I remember. That's kind of how we do directions where I'm from. Just keep driving till you see the big tree, take a left, go past the big field, and when you see a bear, you're there.
Well, that's interesting.
I,
You just
I,
have like a bear hanging out at a corner of where
it's.
you live.
I live in Maine. We have moose,
I
bear.
live in
That's,
Alabama, so
you guys probably do the same thing.
yeah, probably. I just don't go outside with those people very often, so that's probably why.
Ah, so it's the stay inside. I go to work and I stay inside and just stay away
For
from
the
out.
most part. Although,
Gotcha.
like, Ryan and I have been doing, like, Saturday adventures where we're like, let's go explore, and we'll, like, drive somewhere, whether it's, like, to a zoo or to a park or something, to kind of get out and
Cool.
be in the sun, because that's probably the thing that we're missing the most. But we walk every evening, because we live in a nice neighborhood. We have a lake in our backyard. I
What?
feel like we don't really need to go anywhere.
Well, that does make sense. I got the ocean just 5 miles away, so
Yeah, I used to live in California, and that was really nice, having the ocean. But
yeah.
I didn't like go to it very often. And now, as an adult, I'm like, I should go out and walk and stuff.
Well, now that we're getting back towards the physical, healthy gamer stuff, how about we have an at-home gym, more yoga mats. She's gonna open up her own store. You talked a little bit about your work and being on camera, and that being a driving factor for you staying healthy. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because there are some people that some people talk to me about like body image stuff, and
Yeah.
I play on Twitch, and I had to do a lot of stuff to be happy with myself. 250 pounds in a wheelchair full time versus 190 now. It took a lot to be happy with me. Have you ever had that? Like you mentioned it just a little bit. Like I'm in front of a camera, but I want to look a certain way. Is that
Yeah.
just
I
hair? Is it? What
I
does that
think
mean?
that for me, it took me a little bit of time to get used to the fact of like being on camera because when I first started, I was a game designer and they wanted me to do more like interviews and stuff like that. So I started vlogging as kind of a thing to get myself like acquainted with being on camera because I always felt this like nerve-wracking like feeling. And I had live streamed, but I never used to have a camera on. So I'd like play StarCraft and then didn't have a camera on. And then I slowly started like building up to that like courage, I guess, which seems so stupid and silly, but like for me that was like something that I had to overcome. And now
Well, tell us
obviously
about that. Tell us
yeah,
about
now I
that.
don't really have as much problem with it. I think it was just getting accustomed to like being like, oh, there's people behind that camera and I shouldn't feel awkward about it. I think just getting over it mentally. It's like a mental thing that you just like you feel very anxious for some reason, and I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if other people have that feeling because I know friends who to me they're just like whatever. I'll just go. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And for me, it was always like a stressful thing. And then now I'm one of those people who's like, yeah, turn the camera on. Let's go. Um, but I think as far as like body image and stuff like that, whenever you're someone who's like a forward-facing person of a company, I think that is always a stressful thing because you have all these, like hundreds of thousands of people who are like commenting and telling you you look bad or your face looks weird or your arm's fat or like you have a weird lip thing going on or when you talk you stick your tongue out. I don't know, like whatever, some weird, stupid thing that
Oh
they
yeah,
think that is weird for you. And I think you just have to be comfortable with you and being like, this is me, this is what I got going on, and find the healthy thing that, like, healthy place that you want to be. And for me, it's not necessarily for other people or for the camera,
it's
but
for
it's
you.
for, yeah, it's for me just
Uh-huh.
being like, all right, I'm comfortable with who I am and what I look like right now. I don't care if you hate my purple hair. I like it. So you just mosey on out of here if
See
you
ya.
don't like it. Yeah, exactly.
No, that's great to hear. I'll tell you one of mine that happened on the stream when I focus in MMO PvP. I used to get close to the camera and I would chew on my lip. Somebody was like,
Uh,
"Dude, do you know you do that?" And I looked over, and then I was like, "No, I don't." I had a whole moment where I like started looking at my videos and I'm like, "I do this all the time." And for like, it had to be at least an hour. I was like, "Am I
did
doing
you
it now?
stop?
Am I
Because
doing
you
it?"
were,
Because I got to the point where like it's the same thing. Like the mental resilience part. I was like, "Look, guys, it could be worse. Like I could pick my nose every time I killed somebody in PvP. Like people have different things they do. You know, like I've got a female friend who every time she makes a point will flip her hair. Like people do stuff, and
yeah.
while thank you for telling me that I get so excited. I'm like with my
No,
mouth.
I have the stupidest game face. Like my serious face is like I look like I'm gonna murder someone, and then I'm just like, oh my gosh, fuck, like what's
Yep.
going on? Like this game, like I just like get super into it, and I probably look like I want to murder somebody. But you know, you gotta be comfortable with who you are and what you're doing. And I think a lot of people put on a show, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
If you have like a persona that you put on when you're on camera, that works for ton of people.
Oh yeah.
But if you're trying to go for like being yourself, at that point you just have to be comfortable with who you are and like the little quirks and stuff that you do. And I think like those things will actually differentiate you. And if you even focus in on those odd things, people will come to you because of it. Unless it's really weird,
I don't
like, you know.
chewing on your shoulder or something. I don't know. Something like
Like
severe, like I
well,
don't
more
know.
like terrible than probably not. Well, I don't know. People like people that are like that too. You'll find some people that like whatever you're doing, so
Uh, to me, it's always about the person. You know, whatever they have, they have. Except for the one army guy who had really smelly feet. If you got really smelly feet, you're not. No one's really gonna like you. I'm
no one's
sorry.
gonna smell that though if you're on camera.
No, but just
You don't
listen.
know what my feet smell like.
Cheese. They smell like cheese. I'm assuming. I just
It's
envision your
disgusting.
that all there is cheese and yoga mats
I just
behind
have
you.
like cheese.
Yeah, if you reached over here, you'd be like, "Ooh, Gouda." Like that's how I look at it right now. Like I'm drinking water, and you're just like, "Man, when this guy shuts up, I'm gonna eat the hell out of that cheese as soon as it's
I've
popped."
actually eaten a lot of string cheese and stuff on camera during like role play sessions. And comment was like, she eats string cheese like a normal person, because I guess people sometimes just take bites out of the string cheese instead of like ripping them, like string cheese
So
is meant to be.
can we get the actual way to eat string cheese for every
You
healthy
just like
gamer? You have
rip
to
the
peel
string
it.
cheese down.
Oh, I
and
do it the wrong way.
It has like different taste than if you just bite into the
I-
cheese stick.
I'm gonna have to try this. The kids eat string cheese. There's some in there because for me I'm just like, and it's
You're a monster.
I am. I'm a string cheese eating monster. I barely am doing it wrong. I will try to fix this, but this good. Thank you. That's what this
Probably.
podcast is here for, guys. Is to teach you how to eat string cheese. And if you ask your doctor, he's going to tell you it's probably peeling it, not eating it like a monster. So we did have we did have a question I want to make sure I get to because it's important. I've talked about it as a streamer. Convention prep, getting ready. I mean, you're probably out to all of them more than likely, and there's a lot of different conventions to go to. How do you prep for them? How do you get ready for them? You know, for me, it was always get the vitamins, get this, find out if there's a gym, things like that. For you,
Gyms are always good, so like the place that you're staying is always nice to have. I at least want like, even if it's a small gym and it just has an elliptical like or a track or like a running thing or something of that sort, even like a little bike, that works for me. But if they don't, then I pack some stuff.
mm-hmm.
I know I'm gonna mention this, but some people are gonna say some stuff. I either pack like a jump rope or like a shake weight or something like
Yep.
that. That's like easy to just shove in your suitcase, that you can even put in your carry-on. Jump ropes are amazing. You can do so much stuff with jump ropes, and then like you just do other workouts that are like push-ups, sit-ups that don't require any weights. As far as like keeping myself so I don't get sick. I think vitamins are great, but like, and I usually pack like a little thing of that, but I don't think that it's something that's like super necessary. Just
Yeah.
wash your hands a lot. Like you are interacting with a lot of people, shaking people's hands. Every chance you get, like, go to the bathroom, wash your hands. Like,
Yep.
wash your hands. Like, don't just use the antibacterial shit.
Yep.
Go fucking wash your hands.
Yep.
Like, rub your hands with the soap because that's gonna matter more. And like, do it up on your arm. Like, that's the thing that I recommend the most. And brushing your teeth, drinking a lot of water, a
Yep.
lot of water, drink a lot of water. And those would be like my main three things for you.
Perfect.
But prepping for events is always crazy. I'm like last minute, just like throw everything in the suitcase, and then I'm like,
Yep.
okay, I think I'm good. I hope I have enough underwear. Let's go.
I used to like take pictures, and people would be like, I do an army roll, so everything of mine gets like rolled up. So I'd show all this clothes, and then it'd all be packed in a backpack. And everyone would be like, "How'd you do that?" I'm like,
I do
"It's-
the rolling, but I'm not probably as concise as you. You need to do like a training. Train us. Do a
I-
YouTube video on how to pack for cons.
That's I'm gonna have to do that because I don't. If you've ever seen me show up, I only on the back of my wheelchair is just one backpack, and I literally pack everything. And I'm talking about suits, like it all gets rolled up and stuck in a backpack. So I'm gonna have to do a YouTube. I don't know. That's a pretty awesome secret to put out there. I guess I love you guys enough. I'll definitely do it. So
Yeah. But I would recommend those things because I have so many people who come back from cons and they're all sick, and I'll be like, I'm not sick. But the times that I do get sick, it's probably because I wasn't drinking enough water, I wasn't washing my hands enough, and get some sleep
the,
because your immune system cannot handle
all of
all
that.
that
Well, 'cause-
3 a.m. and then waking back up at 7 a.m.
Yeah, to be on the floor, and then there's like thousands of people touching the same keyboard you're touching, just shaking hands. Like that was the one thing.
Headsets are the grossest thing. Like,
I had one of my viewers who had showed up was kind of a little bit. Her anxiety was like germs and people, so we overcame the people. And she wanted to try out a game, but just couldn't. Like she's like, I'm not touching the keyboard. Or we're like, we'll wipe it down. And she's like, I'll just watch you guys do it. But then she explained, her mentality where it was like, think about it. There's all these people, and how many people are touching that keyboard? How many of them did who knows what?
yeah.
For,
At that point, it's like, then use the hand sanitizer, like before and after.
Exactly. Yep.
But
my
still
hands
go
are
wash
clean
your
now.
hands.
Yes, you have to. And we do tea in the morning. Tea is always good, and a
Good
little bit of honey,
breakfast. Yeah.
and it's good for your throat,
You could
especially.
bring lozenges too, just with you.
Yeah.
Are good. Yeah.
We're gonna say somebody like you, who's normally at a booth, you're gonna be talking.
Yeah.
I did one booth once, and I was like, this was fun. I'm never doing it again. Like I did WildStar for, was it PAX Prime? I don't even remember. It was atrocious. Just like, I was like, I'm dying. Like, how do you guys do this? Like, and you just got back. Like, some of them had just come back from like Gamescom, and I'm like, I have no idea how you do this. This is crazy. This is what it
Yeah.
must feel like to be a rock star. Like I just got done playing on tour. I'm dying. Doctor, put me back together. But so is it that bad for you? Do you go to a lot of the conventions?
I used to more so whenever I was a developer. Now working for Curse, it's a little bit different because, the ROI of sending someone there versus like having someone make content here
Yep.
is like way better because I can get all that news that's at Gamescom or wherever still via online and then pump out content much faster.
Gotcha.
So there has to be like a little bit more for me to offer to my company,
Mhm.
whereas like before I was promoting it,
Mhm.
so it's a little different.
Okay.
So that's been a change for me because I do love events. I love going to them, and so this is the first year where I'm not per se going to everything, and I don't know how I'm going to handle that because all my friends are going, and then I just get like this really homesick feeling, which is really weird because you wouldn't think going to an event is like home, but for me that is
Mhm.
because all my friends are there, and I don't get to see them very often. So
Oh, sad. You just made me,
yeah,
like, I'm not.
sorry.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not going
Let's
to
just
prom
bring
this
everything
year.
down. Do y'all want to like cry for a moment? Because I
Let's-
would like that.
So let's just have a moment. Get it. We call this.
Get our estrogen out
This is
there.
the real talk. Just get it out, man. It's okay. If you had $1 for every time I cried in my stream, we could go out to dinner someplace real nice right now for sure. Like.
Oh man, I haven't cried enough then. Apparently,
we.
I'm not a crier. I'm like an emotional person, but like not that kind of emotional.
Oh,
So.
tears like the glistening out. It's
Like you're just drinking your own tears to like
right now.
recycle.
That's exactly what it is. This is optimal healthy game Reddit. Look, I'm like, oh my god, they're so yummy. But anyways, so we're coming towards the end of our time, and I guess I will let you pick I will let you pick um, whichever topic you want to talk about. We have, and both of them are very interesting. One of them would be girl gaming, the whole statement of what it is to be a girl gamer, or we can talk about Doritos marketing, food, and the fat gamer. Both of them are kind of.
Yeah.
So, pick which one would you like? Which
I'm
one?
gonna make one comment on the female gaming thing, and then we'll move on to the marketing, like gaming marketing. I think for me, when it comes to the constant use of like female gamers and girl gamers, like we don't use the term guy gamers. We're not like male gamers that like I am personally of the I think it hinders us more as female gamers to continually try to separate ourselves. I mean, I get it when it comes to sports, like you see that in sports, they separate people all the time, but they don't
Yeah.
like continue to go like she's a female athlete, female
No, she's an
athlete, female
athlete.
athlete. Yeah, she's just an athlete. So like I don't know why we have to keep bringing that up. You're a professional gamer, you're a professional gamer whether you're a female or male. When it comes to like gaming stuff, I try to like avoid like girl only type of things just because it's not necessarily that I think that that's wrong or that I think that they're trying to do the wrong thing because I
Yeah.
think they have the right heart, right?
Yeah.
They're going in the right places with it. It's just that when you continually segregate us, then you're just like adding to the problem. And so for me, I would rather just make it about let's just be gamers and let's do our thing and just be yourself and be out there gaming and don't label yourself so much.
I
That would be my thing.
everybody here knows, and I don't know if you've heard this from me, but I was in the military as military policeman. Even though it says policemen, we're military police, and it is the only, at the time, the only way that a female could be on the front lines to do infantry work. So I served with females who were 10 times the badass that I even am. You know, weigh 100 pounds, carrying a 50-pound weapon. I when people say it's a girl gamer, I'm like, listen, you are what you do. You can be you can label things all that you want, but in the end, you know, that guy's an asshole because he did an asshole thing. You know what I mean? I call you what you do. If you're a big drama queen, you're a drama queen or king. You know, whichever your throne may be. I believe that we should label people on the things that they do, and not based on their gender. You know, female gamer, male gamer. You're a gamer. You sit down. My grandma's 90 some odd years old. You know, she plays a little Facebook game. She's not a female gamer. She's just a gamer. And everybody
Well, that
knows
comes
me.
down to just like general gaming. I think there's a lot of elitism in gaming where it's like, oh, you play mobile games, you're not a gamer. Oh, you play mobile games, you're not a gamer. Oh, you just play Call of Duty, you're not a gamer. Like, whatever. You're
Ah,
playing a game, you're a gamer.
I'm
You play
guilty.
tabletop games only, you're a
Yep.
gamer. Like, there are so many variety types of gamers for sure. Like,
Yeah.
you can label them when it comes to that. But like telling someone they're not a gamer and discriminating them and making them feel like demoralized because they're not doing what you think they should be doing, like that's sad. Like that's just really sad. Like promote more people in the world
Yes.
of gaming, especially when it comes to females. I mean, we're at the point where like women are like 40% of the population of gamers, which is insane. We went from
Awesome.
like being like non-existent to now being like some of the prime people that you need to be marketing towards, which
Yes.
takes us to the next subject, which is marketing for gaming. And I
Yes.
know that you were going with a different route for it, but
But we
like
can go
I
for
guess
this.
the
That's
nice
fine.
segue would
Yeah.
be is talking about like how we advertise for women versus men. And I remember when I was a kid, you know, you had these Nintendo commercials, right? And it would be like these two boys and they're playing like Mario Kart together and they're like being awesome and this girl walks up and she's holding a little Barbie doll and she's like, I want to play, and they're like, no, this is for boys only, we'd kick your ass, and then like the two guys are just, they go back to playing and then the girl just like walks off screen. Like, what, why is that a thing? Like, why aren't you just making like pink Mario Karts with like Princess Peach on there and like marketing that towards girls? You like missed a whole marketing segment there. And I think that's why when I was growing up as a child, like me and my cousin Geraldine, we felt like we had to be boys. We felt like we had to, I mean, we liked skateboarding, we liked doing these things, and we liked playing games, and we had all male cousins, so it was just me
Yep.
and her. And so we dressed like guys. We, had like that personality.
Yep.
And like when it came to us making friendships with other females, it was like, oh, you're weird, because we were marketed as like being weird in society. And I think to me that is so sad, and I'm so happy that now we're kind of changing things ish.
I wish it was
But
more, man. Like I'm a big one for knocking down, those sort of gates. My my daughter's 4 years old, and I take her to the gym, and she works out, and she was inspired. One of the athletes does Olympic shot put, badass, right? And she was like, "Daddy, I want to be like that when I grow up." And I said, "That's good. That's good. Like to not be scared of that.
Yeah,
You know
do
what
it. Yeah.
I feel like we just on the marketing part, and also like the encouraging part. Females should be playing games. This is a pastime. It's like saying like, "Oh, listen, you can't come in and watch this action video because it's made for dudes. You can't enjoy this dude video."
So
Like,
ridiculous. But that was how it was. Like even movies, like
yeah,
even comics, even like anything that like I liked. It was like always marketed towards like I was not supposed to be doing that or watching that or playing that, and that's ridiculous. Or
right.
reading it.
And
It's
now,
absurd.
and now I feel like people are starting to like pay attention and be like, wow, that there is a demographic here who's interested in what we're doing. And
Yeah.
it's
And they're trying, but I think they're doing it in the wrong way still now. And we get like a lot of sexuality things that are happening in the gaming marketing advertisement, which, it's cool. I like some hot chick not wearing very much clothes just as much as anybody else, but does that mean like that's the way we have to market our games?
Right.
Trying to think of like oh, there's like a mobile game right now with Kate Upton.
Yes.
What's the
It's a
game? And
Facebook game.
yeah, it's like on mobile as
Mhm.
well, and like a ton of my friends are playing it, but a lot of them got drawn in because she's got voluptuous action going on, and she's doing some psychological action there, trying to get you to play the game, and you're like,
Yep.
okay, this game is actually good. But like, why did we have to like market that way? Like, why does that have to be a thing? And I don't know if that's ever going to stop,
I
because that's not just with gaming. That's with so many other things.
We see. I wish we'd talked about this maybe a little bit earlier. What I will say is, we talked about this in a podcast in a long, long lane far ago, where we talked about human behavior. Some of this, we can change the way we approach things. We can change the marketing. We can change how advertisers
Yeah,
want to pay
if
for
we
things.
don't buy it, right?
Exactly.
But it's hard.
The-
It's hard to
the-
like,
when
because
it-
you can't control everyone around you. All you can do is control what you purchase, and that doesn't always change.
You can vote
Unless
with your
you have
dollar
an
bills.
influential, yeah. Unless you have exactly, you vote with your dollar bills. But unless you have like an influential persona where you can influence a very large market,
Right.
it's hard to. I mean, definitely you should do the right thing for you.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard to make a huge difference necessarily. You know what I mean?
We always call it it's the flamingo. Flamingos, they're pink. You notice them. It's the same thing when it comes to like breast or like symmetry in a face. When you start talking about those things, marketers. I used to work for marketing. When we hired people to work for us, we made sure we hired people that were symmetrical and were built a certain way because
Well,
they
and
brought in
see,
certain
but
things.
I don't think that's a problem. And I think a lot of people are bringing up in chat, like, why is sexuality such a bad thing in marketing? And I don't think it's necessarily
No.
a bad thing in marketing. I think it's the fact that,
Right?
like,
It can't
a
be
lot
the
of
only
times,
thing.
it can't be the only thing, but also a lot of times it's, like, very women, like, female heavy oriented, right?
Mhm.
Like, if you're going to show, like, a girl half naked, why
Where's
not
the
also
dude?
show a male half naked? Like, I don't see why we have to be so one-sided about a lot of that stuff in our marketing. But
And listen, they should bring out the dad bod. I was just reading about this. Like, if we're gonna have like the chick over there, let's get the dude with the dad bod, and maybe then like the ripped up guy. Like, and I agree with you that to me that's equal opportunity both ways. Like, if you're gonna have that marketed this way, well, where's the dude, bro? Where's the guy from Jersey Shore? Let's pull him out with all his rippling going on, and that should be there. But
oh, and I think it goes in like that segues great into like the thing that you were talking about, like the Doritos marketing line, like where they think like gamers are always like super overweight, eating, drinking Mountain Dew and eating Cheetos, and it's like that's not always the case, because I get that comment a lot where
Really?
I will meet people and my friend will always introduce me as like, they're like, oh, my friend does YouTube videos and plays video games all day, and like I will either first of all get questioned like with 20 questions about a game because someone wants to really make sure that I'm a gamer,
Ugh.
or they're like, you don't look like a gamer. Like those are like the two main things that I get, and I'm like, are you freaking real right now? Like, why is this like this? It boggles me, because how do you look like you're a whatever you do? Like, you look like a nurse.
yes, I
Who
do.
says that?
I
You
absolutely
look
do.
like You look like you play shot put. You you look like you like golf.
But you look like a Sarah. You know, you don't really look like a Maggie. I don't know. People say weird things. Like, but when it comes to that, you know, I hate that stereotype because, like I said, my grandmother's 90 some odd years old. She's a gamer. But people, it comes down to the marketing and the dollar bills. And I feel like we have to start breaking down some of the definitions and some of the things that people are so anxious about and start talking about how does it help the industry grow, not just the dollar bill part, but as a whole. You know, that's why you see these people that make these Facebook games or whatever. They're hugely successful. They do tiny little microtransactions. They're only, they don't have to worry about like the big MMO game or anything like that. They're still just as successful. They still make their crazy microtransactions. Dudes are still driving around their boats and whatever. We just have to broaden that. We have to really stop keeping that stereotype. And when I first
I
wrote,
mean, then the question comes there. I mean, everyone can talk and say all these things, right? But then I have to ask you, what do you think is like the thing that's going to make that stop or make that transition for people? Like, what? Not maybe not as like consumers, but also as like people who are creators or consumers. Like, how can they make that change, right?
when we stop reinforcing what we think is a typical gamer and start being it, whether it's coming on a podcast about being a healthy gamer, or it's having that conversation, that to me it's always the conversation with developers, where they're asking for feedback and giving honest feedback on maybe stuff that they don't want to hear. Like the art direction, yeah, big boobs is nice, man, but how about some of this? Like the sliders are cool, and I get it.
I mean, you're seeing that in games, and I think like that change is happening. A lot of people say that it's because there's a lot more women getting into the industry, right? There's a lot more women who are being influential, whether it's in like producing, designing, or in the art direction, right?
Yeah.
And I think that sure that can help, but like women like big boobs too, so I don't think like we should always just be like, you can't have big boobs, because there are women out there with ginormous boobs and tiny little bodies, and like that should not be something that's like
Right.
we need to stay away from that
No.
per se. But I think like you're getting to see some of these like interesting protagonists and like characters in games. I mean, this year is going to be the year of women in gaming. I mean, you look at like the Lara Croft, the
Yep.
new Dishonored character. Like, there's so many characters that I think it might be a little overwhelming because now it's so many female
Yeah.
characters.
No, that's
Uh,
good.
but I think like I think Dishonored will have a male and a female character option, which I think is great, and I hope that other companies kind of like take that into perspective whenever they're creating their games.
Well, we're talking about interesting games, and it's also on there. What games you hype for the future? There was a game that I lost my mind about. Everyone else was all hyped about the big games, and there was this one game I think it was a little girl walking around and she was blind, and like she was
Oh,
kind of
interesting.
seeing the world. I don't know if one of you guys in chat can remind me the name of it, but like it looked like a very surreal mist kind of a feel, and I was like I can't wait to play Doom. It's gonna be awesome. I'm totally gonna check out Fallout. But that game right there looks unique, and between that and there was another Viking game, I was like, that's really what I'm hyped for the future, because I think we have the big AAA, the first person shooters, cool. I want to see more of these like smaller games that have more content and substance to them, and be able to show them off and play them. I mean, that's why I'm playing a
Yeah.
20-year-old game right now, because people are like, dude, I don't know what that is. I'm like, I'm loving it. I'm
Dude.
giggling, having a grand time,
You want to support a game, support Life is Strange. So good. Oh.
Yeah, already.
It's like such a good game.
Did you do?
And it's
Did
like,
you do the fourth one already?
yes, I did. And I'm
Okay.
putting the video is actually right now rendering, so it's getting there.
Man.
It's getting there. It's at 37%, guys. But that game is. It does have a female perspective of it, and I think some of my male viewers were like, "Oh, it's really feminine," and I'm like, "Well, sure, okay," but I think like the story is just so good, and there's so many moments that you're just like, "Whoa, what's happening?" And for a click adventure game, which I'm totally not normally into, like click adventure or puzzle games, like I play them,
Yeah.
but like I want to love them because I'm like, "Oh, it looks so good." But this game was actually really, really great, like all around. Like I've had no issues with it whatsoever.
I didn't get into them. I asked to stream. It's one of those sub Sunday deals. We played The Walking Dead, and that was the end of me. I was like,
Oh, that's
next one.
emotional. You probably cried.
Of course, man, of course. There was The
You're a
Walking Dead,
crier.
and then we went to The Big Bad Wolf, and then we did Life is Strange.
Oh, Big Red Wolf is good.
Oh,
The Walking Dead one, I was watching. I didn't personally play it, but I watched DJ Wheat and Mini Wheat play,
yeah,
and oh my God, they made me cry because he's like talking with his son about like all these like really important things, like life things. Like
yeah.
if they had these situations, like I'm just like that's crazy. Like, ugh.
And that's what like. To me, gaming is fun. It's a great hobby pastime. But like I've been looking for more games like that. Somebody said it's called. Wait in the background. Beyond Eyes. I guess that's what it's called.
Oh, Beyond
Let
Eyes.
me.
I'll look this up right now.
I'm gonna make sure Beyond Eyes. Is that the one? Yes, I think this is it. Where it's the girl walking around and she like
Ooh, I
sees
love this like watercolor art style.
this like it was about this girl. I guess she's like blind or something, and she like explores the world, and this is how she sees the world. I was like, this is
This is really
amazing.
pretty.
I'm like, I don't have an Xbox, guys. We might have to start like a collection. I was like, because this looks amazing. Just how cool. Um. Anyway, so let me wrap this up here for YouTube and stuff, and we can still hang out a little bit after. So this is episode 2 of the Healthy Gamer Vodcast. My amazing special guest here is Margaret Krohn, or Maggie, with her awesome epic purple beard. We talked to her a little bit. No special diet, just a general healthy direction filled with good balance. It seems that balance is a good way to describe Maggie all around. She does her work. Not only is she a great physical healthy gamer, but she makes sure that she balances the mental and the spiritual part too. Didn't get to show the picture of the flowers. I'll drop that. Actually, I'm gonna put that link in here now. This was one of those things that I see when people tweet, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I spent Healthy Gamer. Look, it's so cool. Went for a nice
Yeah.
long walk.
We walk. Like I said, I try to run, but sometimes my boyfriend and I will go for a walk instead. We try to do a walk every day, no matter what. So
Yeah.
I will walk and also run. But it's nice whenever you get a chance to do that in the sun and there's flowers and stuff.
Well, great balance. Awesome person. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I know that you're super duper busy. It means tons to me that you could take an hour and a half here to hang out with us. And I hope that your story and who you are as a healthy gamer inspires other people to, whether it's make a change or to be a little bit more comfortable behind that camera. Like, oh hey, did you know Maggie was scared? Like, I'm gonna turn my camera on in my stream today. You might actually be helping somebody else and not even know it. So. From the Viking Nation, everyone watching, thank you so much, and looking forward to hopefully seeing you at a convention sometime soon.
Yeah, I think we saw each other at PAX East, and that was the last time.
We
But
did. It was quick.
you were on your way out, I think.
I brought my daughter, so it was crazy. So,
Yeah.
but TwitchCon? No.
Yes, I will be at TwitchCon.
Yes.
I think everyone's gonna be there.
Yes, I think everyone's gonna be there. All right, guys, I'm gonna switch this off, and then if you wanted to hang out, you can. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Guys, we will be right back.
See ya. Thank you.
If Expo wants to work, or